Hey, what's up, guys? Tuki here, back again with another episode of Project Tranmere, and today we continue onward with our first season in the Premier League. Before we get on with the games, I do want to get to a couple of your comments. Peter, I have not put any thought into what's coming after this series because I don't know how long this series is going to last for. It certainly does depend on how many games we play, what games we play in terms of how crucial they are to league success, tournament success. Not sure yet. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, although I will say this in a follow-up because of Elliot Russo's comment. I don't know if I'm ever going to use bigger clubs, because the first attempt I had of a FIFA Career Mode series was with Liverpool, and it really didn't gain that much traction. Using a bigger club and not having there be, I'd say, a bigger journey to it and a bigger challenge didn't seem to gel all that well. So whether or not the next series is us taking control of a, League 2 French team, maybe a German third-tier team, and maybe not having that be youth academy based, maybe I have the freedom to do whatever I want, but we start off in the third tier of the German league. Sounds like it could work for me. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, though. Paulie, or shall I say Garfield, thank you for enjoying this series. Personally, to keep the series realistic, I think there should be a good amount of simming. I'm not a huge fan of when FIFA YouTubers play with their obviously lesser teams and win because they're just good at the game, and that's the debate. I mean, the fact is, we've had some nail-biters in this series, but aside from that one game against Ipswich, I've won them all. So that's my concern, is I'm probably not going to go undefeated if I were to play every game of a season, but we are going to win the majority of the games. So that's my hesitation towards playing a lot of games. Every Sunday I look for a new scout. We'll play 3 games, 3 games an episode, and sim a month. Case in point, there is a decent divide to this. Tyler, glad you have discovered other FIFA YouTubers who are better than myself at this. Both of them very much deserving of your support. I know in years past you could sign and immediately fire scouts to get new scouts in. That'll definitely still work. I'm not too concerned though about getting that last 5-star club in. We will do that sooner rather than later. JP, here is the thing. While there is the debate, I have gone through and changed up the appearance, or the appearance in that, I mean, you can't change like hairstyles or whatever, but going through randomizing everything, although, the red gloves there really aren't, we're not feeling it. Not feeling it. Still not feeling it. Now here's the one thing actually that I wanted to showcase to you. If you randomize, it doesn't randomize the boots to any of the unlockable boots. It's pretty shitty. So I had to go through with every single goddamn player and add a new custom shoe. So that sucked, but it is done. The question is, how much will we end up playing? That is yet to be determined. I think for this episode, we're going to limit the gameplay more than likely. I mean, we do have some big games coming up. Against Chelsea, Spurs at the end of next month, and Arsenal in October. So you could make the argument of, okay, if there is a big game, like a Manchester City in November, you play that, or a tournament match, maybe one game a month. Obviously, in like December, we'd have to be selective between United and Liverpool. Or we just go back to what we were doing early on in the series and just really not play. I don't know. It's tough because I get people wanting to see the players in action, but I also get the other side where people are like, hey, you're going to win the majority of your games. It's kind of, they might be nail biters, but that's kind of not as exciting. So we're in an interesting spot in that regard. What I think we are going to do at the very least, though, is sim the opening month of the season. I think we are going to go all the way through August, through the transfer deadline day, see if we move out any more players, and we'll see what happens from there. Again, I am completely undecided on whether or not I want to play, but I am kind of intrigued to see how the club does in this opening month without us controlling the team. I mean, hell, as it is, we got that draw in the last episode with that first game against West Ham. So I'm intrigued to see how we do against the Chelsea and then some other opponents as well, and just how good this team is without me taking control. How much success can we really find? That's the question. So I will talk to you in a few moments in the future, the bright, shiny future. Now, before we even play this game against Chelsea, we do have quite a few updates. First and foremost, Torben Weber has been loaned out to Getafe. Ross's move broke down. Sang Hun Sip is out, sold to Racing Club, I believe in Argentina. Hopefully I'm not mistaken. It's in South America, that's all I know. I'm sorry, I'm a terrible person. But Sip is gone. Unfortunately, he was just passed on the depth chart by guys like Morgan, Kelly, Berezovsky, and even Clark. Duarte has been loaned out. There is a loan offer, a transfer offer for Kovac. We're actually not interested in selling him at this point, now that Weber's out on loan. The big news here, we might be losing Alex Eklund. His release clause has been paid, which means we cannot stop him from going. If he reaches a deal with the club, he is on the way out. So that would be relatively big news. However, we are safe in that Adalberto Luna has jumped him. So it would not be the end of the world to lose Eklund, but it would hurt the squad depth. Someone like Yalman would have that much more importance to the team. So hoping he doesn't go. Time will tell. After the deadline, by the way, I will be starting to worry about renegotiating some contracts that are expiring. But yeah, big day here actually against Chelsea as well. The first team is good to go. I'm going to leave them in. Let's sim this game now that we are back live. Our first home game in the Premier League. This would have been the best one to play. But let's see what happens. Can we start off our home life in the Premier League with an amazing upset? Just to get points, Moritz Meyer scores in the 33rd minute. We have the lead at halftime. That is amazing. Can Clark shut the door? We are so outmatched on paper. It's not even funny. 10 minutes left from getting a point against Chelsea. We have beaten Chelsea 1-0. That is ridiculous. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Like, you look at that team. We'll go look at the team. I mean, I'm familiar with the names. You might not be. It'll be easier for you to see overall numbers, as Benzai's attempted transfer out to TFC hasn't gone through. That is an unbelievable upset. Like, you have no idea if you truly don't know. Again, looking at our team, 77, 74, and 75, a 4-star club. Chelsea, this is the roster. Actually, in fairness, this isn't the full lineup that we just beat, but 89 rated Kepa between the sticks. That is ridiculous. And actually here, let me go look at their full squad. We might not know what some of the overalls are at this point. The bottom line is we had no business winning that game. That is a tremendous victory for us. Again, Kepa between the sticks. Who was in on defense? Emerson was in, which, I mean, I'm sure he's fantastic at this point. I believe Romagnoli was in, who's an 89, which is ridiculous. Skriniar was in, who's a 92, and we were able to get a goal past him. In the midfield, Nabil Fekir was there, 88 rated. Like, we had no business. James Rodriguez was in the midfield. We had no business. Hazard, he's down to an 87 at 32. Brilimbola was in that lineup at an 86. Victor Moses was in. What an unreal victory for us. A statement win, our first ever win in the Premier League, and it is against one of the biggest clubs in the world. Crazy start. Absolutely crazy. So unfortunately, before our game against Everton, there is some pretty shitty news. Alex Eklund has been sold after, again, Buenos Aires hit the release clause. So Eklund is on the way out. It sucks, and I hate it, but he is gone. And again, much bigger reliance now on Yalman from the second team perspective, especially once we get into tournament play. So very sad to see one Alex Eklund go. I believe we picked him up when we were back in League 2, so he had been here through the whole run. I was kind of hoping that he wouldn't reach an agreement with the club, but there you go. So he goes from signing a $4 million release clause to a 13.6. I suppose, technically, if we wanted to be dicks, we could make a rule about, hey, you're allowed to, release clause right back. But yeah, Eklund is out, unfortunately. So, like I said, that is going to put a greater emphasis of importance on certain players Thankfully, though, it doesn't really affect the bench right now. We still have someone like Roberts there as an absolute super sub. So, Luna, I chose you over Eklund. That appeared to be the right choice. Let's see if we can beat Everton. Same team, though, not making any changes yet. They are 2-0 on the season after beating Fulham and picking up a big win against Spurs. Jordan Pickford's still there. Serge Aurier, Mawson. They have a pretty strong team, actually. They have a very strong team at this point. I wouldn't be surprised to see them battle for a Champions League spot this year. It is a road game as well. Kelly, in the 45th minute, we have the lead. Can you believe it? Milik ties it. Come on, just get the draw. Get a point on the road against Everton. That's a huge statement. Can we get it? Yes, we can. 3 games, unbeaten, to begin the season. I will take it with our 1 win, not coming against West Ham or Everton, coming against Chelsea. That is absolutely hilarious. I'm going to stick with the same training. Montandon up to a 76, so that is huge for our secondary striking option behind Moritz Meyer. He actually started the season less than a month ago. He was a 74, so he is improving at a very quick rate. We do get a loan offer for Rory Ross. We'll see if we can send him out on loan as well as we approach the final countdown here for the transfer window. Currently in 8th, we are 1 point above Manchester United, which is hilarious. Again, when that pressure is on this season to avoid relegation, picking up points early on, it's a damn good start for us. So we've already had a match rescheduled. That has to be due to tournament play. We get a transfer offer for Ewan Morgan, who is currently 3rd on the right mid, right wing depth chart, which I gotta be honest, he is still going to be on the way out if we can get rid of him. There just isn't a spot for him. That's the problem, right? Like, I can keep these guys and then deal with them bitching about not getting playing time, or I can just move on as we go with the higher rated players and the ones that we need for the majority of the time. And especially, too, with the way loans work in this game and not being able to consistently loan players out, even with the whole, transfer option trick that hasn't been working for me lately. That is what it is. As the draw is out, what group are we in? Europa League. Shit, that was the Champions League draw. Nothing about the Europa League yet, I would imagine, although I don't know if that would pop up. No, it is. Okay, so we are in a Europa League group with Bayer Leverkusen, who will absolutely top that group. We have a chance here. We could absolutely get out of the group stage. So for those who don't know, each team gets a home game and a road game against the other team. So you play 6 matches in total. The team with the top 2 teams with the most points advance. Top team in real life gets a better, draw in terms of potential matchups. We can make it out of this. I believe that's a Polish team, and Rosenborg, we can do this. We can do this. Compared to that, if we got matched up against Porto and Bilbao, we would have been screwed. Oh, we would have been screwed. So, compared to some of these other teams, we would have had a rough go in Group E. We just got a very good draw. Very good draw for the Europa League. That is tremendous news for us. But there is pressure. That first match comes September 14th against Rosenborg. And then we play, look at that schedule. Already September's looking rough. Stoke, Rosenborg, Newcastle, Bradford City, Fulham, and Bayer Leverkusen. This is going to be tough. That second team is going to be called upon so heavily to get us through in terms of tournament play. It's going to be of the utmost importance. I need to decide, and it is a little bit based off of, as the first team's going to be in again here against Crystal Palace. We're at home. That the rotation, we'll say, playtime, that second team unit, and how much we emphasize the Europa League is going to depend on how we're doing in the league. If it's looking like we're safe in terms of being above the drop zone, but that's unfortunate. We tie it, and then Mamadou Sakho scores 2 minutes later. If it looks like we're safe and above the drop zone, maybe the first team does play a Europa League game. Do we have it in us here in the final 5 minutes to tie this game up? We do not. We will not go. we will not go undefeated as Crystal Palace get the win. And that could certainly set the stage for what's going to be coming up through the rest of this season as the transfer deadline day is approaching. Let's see who else we can put a little bit of training time into. Dragicevic looking okay. We got Cactus there. Villalba's close to going up a point. Is there any spot where he is close? Crossing I'm not as worried about. Let's get the vision up there. That might be enough to push him to a 68. It was not. We do have Roberts, though, up to a 79, which technically we could play him on that right-hand side. He hasn't been happy as well being a bench player, but we're making it work. I mean, he and Horatio Sanchez were adamant that they be sold. That hasn't happened yet, as Roy Ross will hopefully be loaned out to Copenhagen as a match against Wolves has been rescheduled. Let's see what happens here. Again, 5 points through 4 games, not horrific. As we take a look at, actually, I should be going the other way as we take a look at what has gone down. Graniero, Budumani, Cox, Weber, Sip, of course, some sold, the majority loaned out. As normally I'd skip through this, but I do want to see if anything happens here at the end of the day. Let's see if we end up moving out any other players. I can't believe that Europa League draw. That is gigantic news for us to have gotten that lucky. So Liverpool sell Ojo to Watford. Benzai. We could still afford to move on from. And I think I'm going to try to sell him to Cardiff if I can. Him or Ewan Morgan, either could go. Like I said, I'm just trying to clear out some of the clutter. The good thing is, we're not signing anybody from the youth academy who's bad. So it's not as if, pretty much every player I'm getting rid of is someone who could be promising, which is why I'm constantly choosing, the youngest, the best options in terms of overall. As Benzai has indeed been sold to Cardiff City, so we'll be seeing more of him more than likely. Benzai is on the way out. We do get another offer for Ewan Morgan, and we do technically have room to get rid of him, but I don't think we will for now. Technically, we only have 3 right mids / right wings on the club, that being Luna, Yalman, and Morgan. On the left-hand side, we do still have Anderson, Roberts, Sanchez, and Guzman, who we are trying to loan out. And there we go. Freiburg could help us out there significantly. We'll see what happens. And I think after the deadline here, we'll go ahead, as Guzman doesn't end up getting loaned out. After the deadline here, we're going to start renegotiating some contracts. This is going to be interesting. Deadline day is up. Youth Squad monthly reports. Beautiful. Okay, so let's see, first and foremost, what we have going on with the youth staff. Do we have a 5-star, 5-star? We do not. So we will continue to wait, only scouting 2 nations at a time. Let's go ahead and take care of the contract situations here. We start off, there's a lot of players. Okay, Lisandro Cordoba, I suppose, would be the first. You should get a look at his, granted, the look hasn't changed, pretty much just the boots. Delegate renewal, I think is what I'm going to look to do. How much is he making right now? I'm just going to trust the delegation option. Hopefully it doesn't botch it. I'm fine with what that is. He has accepted 5 years rotation, 25K. That's fine by me. Let's do it. So Cordoba is back. Toby Kelly, another key member of this team, will delegate that as well. And he's going to be making $67,000 a week. 4-year deal, important role. That is fine. Ove Anderson. Look at him. He's beautiful. What's he going to be looking for? Big money now. Crucial, 3 years at $77K a week. Tomas Arne, the 20-year-old. What do we have with him? Certainly not as much. 4 years rotation, 42K. Not bad. Conrad Medved, our starting left back. What can we get from him? It'll be a 3-year deal, important role, 59K a week. Much easier to do it this way, by the way. Eugenio Galliano. Shit. I knew I was going to hit the wrong button at least once. I knew it. Well, let's see if I can, handle not pissing him off. He wants to be rotation. That's fine. Just please, all I need, tell me how much money you want. That's the only problem. Just tell me how much money you want. Please. Shit. How would you like 50K a week? That might be a bit much, but I don't want to offend you. Yep, okay. Probably a bit much. Didn't want to offend him. I'll take it. Galliano's back. And let's be honest, we have the money anyway with us not actually using the transfer budget. Simon Kovac. Let's see what we can get you for. 4 years of 14K. Not bad at all. I definitely overpaid Galliano. Johansson, the 73 overall. See what we can get for you. 3 years, 28.5K rotation roll. Not bad. Josh Wilson, the Canadian international, with those horrific boots that I need to change. They're so bad. He's getting paid the big bucks, though. 71K. And the last man is Ewan Morgan, who we will try to re-sign as well. A 3-year deal for him. So those contracts are good to go. Certainly the easier way to handle it. Before I forget, just in case we end up playing a game, Josh, we need to change those boots, buddy. We need to change those boots. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, there you go. They're beautiful. Congratulations. Quick and easy. Anything other than that third grade art project disaster that you were calling a boot before, for the love of God. So this team is good to go. Again, it is a fairly busy month ahead. First team against Stoke, second team against Rosenborg, first team, second team, first team, second team, and then first team. So a lot of work coming up. I will talk to you guys shortly. Actually, although in fairness, our scouting report should be coming in soon, as opposed to the middle of the month. We get a loan offer for Guzman, which I can accept, and we'll see if he ends up going to Berlin. But yeah, let's double check this here. Should be popping up right about now, maybe. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So let's see. Kennedy in Poland. Do we have anybody interesting? Bernard Kowalczyk. Oh, boy. I don't think he's going to make it, but we will sign him for now. And Mateusz Kaczmarek. Oh, God, another keeper, but we'll sign him. Although the Youth Academy's full, so let's take a look here. So, oh, no. Good old Kogal. Kogal Nisianu is on the way out. Olkowski is on the way out. Whew, Romero's looking like a beast. Gerardo is on the way out. Nisevich is on the way out. Rapanu, man, unfortunately, swinging and missing here. Placido Barrios on the way out. So we just cleared out quite a bit of space. Let's go back in and sign up Kaczmarek. And we'll double check Romania. Mr. Morris, what do you got for, not Romania, Slovenia. What do you got for us, if anything? Hello, Janez Hribar. Sign him up, no problem. Enij Bijak, my God, these names. Daniel Kotnik, sign him up as well. And Alan Zupancic. The names are incredible. Slovenia pays out a little bit there. So again, I will talk to you in a few moments. Let's make a little bit of progress and get through this month. How will we do? Where will we be in the league? And what will our status be in the Europa League? Seems like I'm not allowed to make too much progress before I end up getting cut off. That is okay. Unfortunately, we lost to Stoke 3-1 on the road. Not a great game for us. We do have a Youth Academy player who wants out. I'll double check that after double checking this. There we go. Mark Barr. Mark Barr. Welcome aboard, buddy. Welcome aboard. Now, I am going to set him up probably. Again, the Czech Republic has been scouted. We're currently in Slovenia. Have we checked out Serbia? I'm fairly certain we have. Serbia is on the list. Romania is on the list. Slovakia has also been scouted, I do believe. No Slovakia. So we will send him to Slovakia. We have definitely scouted Poland. So Slovakia will be the last one. What I'm going to do is recall Mark Barr when Kennedy and Morris are also done. So we're not going to scout out Slovakia for all that long, unfortunately. But there we go. We have nothing but 5-star scouts. I'm also just going to change this because why the hell not? Just to prove to you that we have more money than we're ever going to need, which is great. So to the Youth Academy, the man looking to get the call up is Archie Bailey, and I don't necessarily disagree with it. Now, with his height, I am more than likely going to run him as a right back. I think more than anything. So again, 17 years old, 61 overall. And we are definitely going to try and get him loaned out come January. Matter of fact, let's take a quick look here. No updates. We got some low overalls. I can tell you for sure some people are going to be cut. But let's take a look at one Archie Bailey as we look to set him up to be loaned out. So, oh, Bailey. Let's take a look. The Silver Fox at 17 years old. Attribute-wise, 3-star, 2-star, 5'9". Low work rates are not ideal. But he is here for now. Again, we'll add him to the loan list. And for the moment, while he's here, this is what I'm going to do now every time we sign somebody up. Archie Bailey. Let's go ahead and just randomize that appearance. No red gloves, please. I'll take the blue gloves, and those boots work just fine. Screw it. Again, it sucks for whatever reason it doesn't factor in boots from the catalog. I have everything purchased, so kind of shitty. Now, coming up is our first Europa League matchup, hence the new menu theme, which I've actually yet to see this year, so it's kind of nice. We'll see what happens in this game. Second team is going to be good to go. Unfortunately, our defense and goalkeeping not exactly in the finest form, but Dragicevic, he was a hero in prior attempts. He is going to be called upon here to get the job done. We're going to have Lund at right back, Johannesson and Richardson, the two in the middle. Left back is going to be Galliano. So on the bench, we are going to have Kovac, and, oh my god, the D-pad. Kovac and Villalaba will be the setup there. So we're looking good. Archie Bailey, if there's an injury, will be called upon this season, but until there is an injury, he is going to stay. So on the outside, we have one Roberts. Berezovsky will step into the middle. Cordoba will be there as well. Montandon up top. We just got to switch out Kelly. We're going to be bringing in, where is Yalman? Is Yalman, I think I sent Yalman out on loan. So, you know what? For sure, Roberts is going to be used at this point, as is Sanchez. That's pretty much the only setup. It's pretty much the only setup. It'll be Clark on that hand side. I should have set up a second team sheet. I'm going to have to change all this back, but I will do that off screen just so that you guys can get a look what this roster is going to be. Now, here's the thing, too. Ewan Morgan no longer has promising players, so he's really not going to develop all that much better. So he's definitely going to be sold. And then Ross is available for us as depth in case of injury. So that is primarily what this team is going to look like, as we're actually going to play Roberts on that right-hand side. This is the team, hopefully, in all the cup matches, the Europa League, that can potentially lead us to success. This is a big test, though, here against Rosenborg. I don't expect us to beat Leverkusen, but we should be able to beat a team like this if we're going to find success this season. So let's take a look. They're not in the best form. Our first ever game of European football, Sanchez scores in the first minute. Again, this is so big. They do get a penalty to tie it up in the 18th. Tronson. Like I said, this is where we have to make a statement. Our first ever game, playing a team from outside of England. Roberts with the goal makes it 2-1. Can we hold on as we approach the 70th? Sanchez, his second of the game. He makes it 3, and that is the type of victory that we needed. 3-1 over Rosenborg. A huge victory, a huge statement made. But again, schedule-wise, it does not get any easier over the next few weeks. Newcastle and Bradford City await. So an update here before we end up playing our final game of the month against Leverkusen in the Europa League. They also won their first game out of the 6. Just a quick update, though. Again, we lose to Stoke 3-1. We beat Rosenborg. We end up drawing Newcastle on the road. The second team beats Bradford 2-0, and then we end up drawing Fulham again. So our league success right now, not quite there. And we'll see how we're feeling about our tournament success. I mean, granted, the Carabao Cup win over Bradford's nice, but we'll see how we are feeling. It wasn't a dominant victory for them against that other teams. I'm going to call them Lubin, whose name I cannot pronounce. Lineup-wise, I mean, strong team. Hadretsky in goal, I believe is how you pronounce it. Martinez gets the opening goal. Not sure if that's Joseph, Lautaro. They got Azpilicueta as a center back. Sebastian Coates. Hadretsky actually goes down to an injury, but Almiron makes it 2. And yeah, I think we are in trouble. Like I said, I expected Leverkusen to win the group, and they end up winning the game 2-0. So, case in point, that's going to be a very tough challenge for us to overcome. And right now in the league, we're in 16th out of 20 with a game against Spurs on the horizon. Not exactly the ideal setup and the ideal place where we want to be. Hopefully, though, things can turn around here towards the end of the episode. And actually, training-wise, this is going to be interesting to see who the hell we can actually end up improving. That said, I'm actually going to wait because we will be having that little bit of extra time, and we will be getting back our scouting reports here in a moment and clearing out the youth academy. So it might be worth bumping up some people. I think we'll just get this roster set for this game against Spurs, and we'll see what happens from here. The good thing is, for the first time in a while, we're actually going to have a healthy squad. We had a red card on defense. O'Leary picked up a minor injury, so we were missing one of our top center backs. Actually, our exact top center back. And actually, it was Wilson who picked up the injury. So, there you go. Again, I definitely need to set up the first team sheet. I just haven't done it. I have been quite lazy as we look to get this roster established. So, there we go. We're looking good. We do have the perfect balance of players on the roster right now. It's actually pretty sweet. Basically, no one's going without an opportunity. So let's see what we can do here against Spurs. They are in tremendous form, including smashing Fulham, beating Bournemouth, and drawing FC Bayern. Svilar in goal. Eric Lamela scores very early on. They still have Christian Eriksen. They still have Harry Kane. This is rough. Harry Kane missed a pen, though. So that might be the opening that we needed. Can we get a goal back and at least fight for a draw here? It's still amazing to me that we beat Chelsea, and getting a point here against Spurs could be gigantic for us. 10 minutes left, and they hold on for the clean sheet. Spurs wins 1-0 on the road. Or Spurs win, I should say. 1-0 on the road. Heartbreaking for us. We do get a loan offer for Bailey. Good old Archie Bailey. There was also an offer there from Seattle Sounders. So let's see what we have here. Our final report from Poland. We find Tadeusz Kaczmarek. Tremendous name, of course. Kacper Grabowski. No. Zajac will sign up for the moment. And that is it. Thank you very much, Poland. And in Slovenia, do we have anybody else who will be joining us? The answer appears to be no. The answer is indeed no. So, what we are going to do here, actually, it's tempting. You know, I think we're just going to leave our scout out there, and we'll leave him in Slovakia, and we'll just have things be uneven in terms of when we're getting back reports, which kind of sucks. And actually, you know what? It does suck. Slovakia, I'm sorry. You're getting shortchanged here. I might send our scout right back, but damn it, I need them to be aligned. Otherwise, that is going to bother the absolute hell out of me. So let's see. We get another loan offer for Archie Bailey. For the love of God, just come to an agreement with somebody and go somewhere. I'm trying to make sure we don't miss out on a training segment here. There we go. I think our scouts are all there. So let's set them up. We'll double check the youth academy before we call it quits. So again, Mark Barr, congratulations. Just wanted you back for a cup of coffee. You are going back to Slovakia for the next 3 months because, damn it, I have money to throw away. And then let's see here. Central Europe, Austria has not been scouted. So there you go. Austria is next, as again, we look to complete our world tour before we start taking suggestions of what to prioritize immediately. Germany, we've actually scouted twice. So there's that. What else do we have here? The Netherlands. I cannot believe we haven't scouted yet. So that is the next answer. We are going to the Netherlands. Pretty straightforward. And actually here, just so that we are on the same page, Austria, Slovakia, and the Netherlands on the board. So with that, one more check of the Youth Academy. Who do we have here? Olkowski, solid potential, but he's a 55 at 17 years old. I just don't want to put the time into developing him. We're going to let him go. Lacactus can stay, and again, I refuse to call him anything else. Lacactus isn't as fun. Lacactus. Villalaba is also looking amazing. Like, this kid's going to be something special on that left-hand side. If, granted, there's competition with Anderson and Roberts, but Mateo Villalaba is going to be the reason that one of the two end up getting sold. Or if either do get sold, he's an amazing replacement. Tadeusz Kaczmarek, I think I'm close to ditching as well. Like, Romero's I'm going to ditch Kaczmarek because he's also a lefty, so I wouldn't play him on that right-hand side. I'm going to ditch him. We have Doru Pavlescu, who is definitely staying. Zajac is going to be dropped. Kowalczyk is definitely going to be dropped. Fuentes can stay for the moment because that potential is ridiculous. Igbe is on the way out, unfortunately. Diaby can stay. Kaczmarek, I'm going to drop. Haribar, really strong potential, but I am going to drop him as well. And obviously, Mr. Bizjak is on the way out. Kotnik, I don't feel like is going to make it long term. I think that potential is going to drop too far. 5'5" as well. He's on the way out. And Zupancic is also on the way out at a 48. So the 6 that are left in the Youth Academy are all absolutely tremendous. So that is quite nice. And again, we'll see what those next 3 nations can find for us. Taking a look, though, at the Premier League table, we are 1 spot out of the drop zone. I guess on the bright side, Liverpool and Arsenal are down here with us. But yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I was hoping we wouldn't find ourselves in this part of the table. Just to show you who's up top. Stoke, 7-1-0. I don't know what the hell's going on there. But yeah, it's still early. Still very early. We have 30 games left to go this season. But it is going to be a struggle. Hopefully, though, the second team can look to find a little bit of form. You know what? We're simming another month. Screw it. Marathon episode. I will talk to you guys in a few moments. Again, this month, Bournemouth. We play Leuven in the Europa League. Arsenal, a Carabao Cup match against Wimbledon, and a league match against Leicester. Let's see how we do. All right, your final update before we play the last game of the month against Leicester. Let's take a look at what's gone down thus far. Again, first game of the month against Spurs, we lose 1-0. I actually think, no, we were live for that, weren't we? Regardless, we end up drawing Bournemouth. We beat Leuven 4-1. We draw Arsenal, which is huge, and just smashed Wimbledon in the Carabao Cup 4-0. So that second team is picking up a little bit of momentum. We're currently 16th in the league table, so we've moved up a spot, which isn't all that promising, as don't worry about Medved complaining. Every single player's complaining. We're balancing it. We're going to make it work. It's fine. First team is in against Leicester. Let's see what we can do. They are 1-1 in their last 3 games. Can we get the win? As, man, they have a very different team. I can't imagine that's Sergio Busquets, but Capacele, and they also have Sibe Schravers, who is one of my favorite guys. Loris Karius on the bench, by the way. They do end up tying this game. Anderson gives us the lead. That injury to Luna could be a pretty big factor. They do have some strong players on the bench. They tie it with Shrivers. Meyer scores in the 73rd. Please hold on. Please hold on. Yes, 3-2. That is our first win in the league, if I'm not mistaken, since that game against Chelsea. As ridiculous as that is, I actually want to take a look at the standings. As you can see, we've reached the halfway point in the Europa League. We've done well, beating everybody, or the other two, outside of Leverkusen. But I want to take a look here. Premier League-wise, up to 15th, and that is indeed just our second win in 11 matches, 6 draws, 3 losses. We're ahead of Arsenal, though, so we got that going for us. We are only the 3 points clear of Burnley. But again, we have so long to go, so I'm not sweating it all that much. Training-wise, we will just continue to boost up the 5 men there, putting a little bit of focus, trying to get Dragicevic up to that 80 overall that honestly he deserves. And we will sim this Europa League game. That training injury could be brutal. That training injury could be very disruptive. And we have a game against Southampton coming up as well. Who is it? 2 days for Luna, thank God. Actually, it wasn't even a training injury. We'll try to loan out Rory Ross, which I've been trying to do for almost a year now. Youth squad report, we don't have to worry about. Medved's complaining, that's fine. He started a lot of games. It's just what happens in career mode. This year, more so than like the past 2 years, would be players complaining about their time. As Pochettino wins Manager of the Month. Let's get that second unit in there for this game against Lubin. We end up visiting them this time. We just beat them, what was it, 4-1 at home? Indeed it was. That was actually the last match that they played. Let's see what we can do on the road. Can we pick up a big-time victory here to keep pace with Leverkusen at the top of the table? I'm just going to sim it 3-2-1, and we get a draw. Richardson with the red card, so he'll be out for the next match. Galliano the goal. That is fairly disappointing. Not the end of the world, but fairly disappointing. As we get an offer from South Africa to be their manager. I don't know if we're ever going to take an international management offer. We might, but probably not. Didn't want to go to Transfer Hub. There are a couple of things I want to look at. I do want to sim this game against Southampton, take a look at the reports, and then we'll kind of wrap things up. So let's see what we have here. The scouting reports are in. We are going to play the first team. Can we end the episode on a win? They are in 13th, 1 spot ahead of us, only ahead of us on goal differential. They are in a pretty good run of form, though. Can we get the win and end things on a bit of a high note? Alex McCarthy still there. They have some decent players as well. Kevin Volland up top. Let's sim this 3-2-1. Yes, there we go. Meyer the goal. Guzman missed the penalty immediately after, but Moritz Meyer leads the way, and we get the W up to 12th in the league. So again, a little bit of separation. Let's take a look at these scouting reports, shall we? Bar in Slovakia. Do you have anybody for us? Jakub Hornik, we will sign up. Havel Medved will wait. Cermak will wait. And Bosco, we will wait. I swear I thought we had scouted Slovakia before, but apparently not. I'm double checking the list right now instead of using the search feature. I don't see them there. Nope, they are there. Damn it. It is our second time. Hold on. I thought so. Once I saw the name Medved, I'm like, wait a minute. So somehow that happens again, much like it happened with Germany, where the search feature just didn't work. So we are accidentally scouting Slovakia twice. That's fine for now. Let's go to Austria. Konstantin Winkler. Sign him up. Do we have anybody else? Konstantin Zahner. Sign him up as well. The Constantines. Welcome aboard. And Kennedy. God, no. DeWitt. Let's sign him up. Lars de Graaf, another keeper, sign him up for now. Bram van Leeuwen, sign him up. And Bram de Graaf, why not? But the Netherlands working out quite well for us there. So again, the Youth Academy is going to be looking pretty damn good. I think we'll hold off on double checking how things are going. So, to recap, in this episode, we have now played 12 matches in the league. We are currently in 12th on 15 points, 6 points, so 2 wins clear of Fulham, and 18th in the drop zone. We have yet to play a game in the FA Cup. We're waiting for that first round to end, and of course, having won it, we're going to be looking pretty good. Carabao Cup, we are, at this point, in the quarterfinals already. So it's Everton Blackburn. We're going to be playing Barnsley next. Leicester, Man United, Chelsea, and Watford. So some big clubs left that will provide a little bit of competition. And in the Europa League, again, right now, currently in second behind Leverkusen, who are undefeated. Our biggest challenge here, overcoming Leuven. And we have to hope that they drop points against Leverkusen and Rosenborg. Hopefully that will happen, and we will advance out of the group stage of the Europa League. We will find out, though, in the next episode. We are done here. I don't want to stop because, damn it, this is addicting once it really gets going. Again, we'll continue to discuss how many games that I will be playing, if any, moving forward. It is a big month ahead, though. Man City. So our first team will be playing after the international break. Second team, first team, second team. It's going to be very interesting down the stretch in December. It's going to be a very rough month for us. Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting this series. I will see you in the next one. Until then, have a good one.